Welcome, everybody, to episode 177 of Perpetual Backlog. I'm your host, Aqua, like always, and joining me is Dalit.
It's me. I am
You
not
are?
melting anymore.
You're not melting. Oh, okay. That's good. That's good. And Leek.
Oh, I just banged my knee. Oh my god. Yeah, hi.
No.
Hello.
How's it going? How's this week been?
Very good.
Very good?
Productive.
It's not been 40 degrees or 97 degrees, so I'm well pleased for that. Also, I have just in the last 15 minutes looked at certain playtimes and become very aware of myself, and I'm not happy.
Oh.
Well, I'm not gonna question your playtime in Hades because I know that's got to be off the charts. But I'm assuming this is your playtime in the First Descendant.
You would be correct.
Is it 100 plus already?
No, thank God, no. I haven't had to. I've
Okay.
actually had to work this week.
Okay.
No. I was looking at it. It's 66 hours. Like, how did I find 66 hours?
It's a looter shooter. How could you not find 66 hours?
We were talking about this earlier. I struggle with time. Not as bad as some other people, but it's not great for me. I keep alarms and I rely on the good nature of other people. Someone needs to stop me. I've done all of this without you, Aqua, Matthew, or maybe a couple hours with Matthew, Nat, or Dan. This has all just been me.
I know
That's terrifying.
it's only going to increase when we actually all start playing.
Exactly. That's not good. It's not even that great. It's pretty good though. It does have a lot of flaws, but it's pretty good.
Well, it's an Nexon game. All Nexon games have flaws. Some of them pretty
Yeah,
glaring.
Well,
Some of them
look,
very glaring.
It is an Exxon game. You're not wrong.
66 hours in the First Descendant. Have you made it to hard mode yet?
Oh yeah. I've been
Okay.
farming out things forever. My character, I wouldn't say my character is anywhere near to complete. I've seen what a completed character looks like. I don't know how much time they've put into the games or if you can actually outright buy power or something, but some folks have absolutely cracked characters. It's insane. I have gotten to hard mode. I've begun my farm. I have certain things that are pretty good, but it's a long way before I'm finished.
Good.
And that's just on one character, so.
One character. Yeah, well.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them, and I already have 4 or 5 of them unlocked, mostly by luck, with the exception of Valby, who I did go out of my way to farm for.
No, that's actually not bad. 66 hours and you've got like most of the characters.
No, not most.
Well, not most, but like
Not
the characters you've wanted.
I mean, again, no, but also, sorry, apparently fireworks are still going on because America.
Oh, really?
America Week is now, in fact, America Month.
America.
Fuck yeah. But no. These characters, I was very specific about saying I only farmed for Valby. The other characters I've just accidented upon.
No, I mean,
like they gave me Viessa, love to see it. They gave me Bunny, love to see it. And whilst I very much did want Freyna, they gave me Freyna, so love to see it.
Okay.
So yeah, I've actively had to farm one and have had the rest of them fall into my lap. I know Blair and Sharon are 2 others I can get just if I have slightly better luck. Like there's a farm, but not really.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess I'll just actually properly get into what I did this week, since might as well start here. We've been talking about. So I've put 66 hours into the First Descendant. This game's pretty good. There's obvious comparisons to Warframe and obvious comparisons to Destiny, both of which I think are accurate, mostly erring towards the Warframe side of things. To get it out of the way immediately, This is an Exxon game. The cash shop is egregious. But as you've probably just heard, I've had a pretty easy time of just doing things in the game and being rewarded for it. You cannot earn the premium currency, which seems to irk people, except I don't really have an issue with that since I haven't needed to. Everything is legitimately farmable, though I don't for an instant believe the drop rates. They say 20%, it's not. They say 2%, it's probably also not.
Hmm.
But they are farmable. I've seen people with ultimates already that got it through farming and not through day one purchase. And I mean, I've not been super. I've not put a lot of time into the shop because I don't.
Yeah.
But I don't remember seeing the ability to buy power outright. So, but
No,
then some
I
of the
think
characters I've
it's
seen are absolutely cracked, and there must be a way. Though,
I-
again, also you can use the premium currency to make all of your build times non-existent.
yeah, I think it's pay for convenience and not pay for power.
I don't see much of a difference personally, but I also it's PvE game. There is no PvP. I don't care.
Yeah.
Character designs are pretty good. Character balance is not.
Oh.
Yeah, no. Everyone in the world's probably seen Bunny at this point. She is the
A
thirst
monster.
trap of this game,
A monster.
and she is absolutely the best character in this game, bar none. It is so. The difference between her and the next one down is absolutely horrendously unfathomable. She's so far and away better than everyone else. Now, other characters are fine. I use Freyna. Freyna is great. I've been enjoying myself. I need Contagion in the worst way possible to make my Venomancer stuff really kick into overdrive, but she gets the job done. Ajax is very good. He is literally just a Titan. What's the word I'm looking for here?
Hmm.
He's a
Titan.
Titan from Destiny.
I was
He's
saying, he's
really
a
big,
Titan.
really bulky. And Glaze also busted because she can get infinite ammo for a short amount of time. And let's just say it's really.
Let's just say.
Let's just say it's
Okay.
really hard to hit things when
Yeah.
there's a hail of rockets and just smoke. Sometimes I legitimately don't know where to aim.
Hmm.
Other than that, the other characters seem to be struggling to some degree, one way or another. At least people are making it out to be that case. I do troll on, not troll, I shouldn't say that. I do pop onto Reddit to check the overall opinions of things. I used to do it on the Steam discussions too, but I love myself, and that place is an actual cesspool of bad takes. But I did want to keep an eye on how everyone was feeling, and overall, it seems like this game's probably going to do fine. People aren't turned off by the monetization. The one thing that seems to be the big failing point of it is the paint system, because it's a one-time use. Well, you can only use it on one character, and that's it. I don't think it's actually one-time use. I think you use it as many times on that character. Sorry, on that one customizable piece. But yeah, it's not great. There are other versions of this that are handled much better. But yeah, I haven't found myself struggling to keep up with anything, and I haven't found the shop to be pushed onto me, which is really cool because it does make me want to support this. But I haven't yet, though. I gotta tell you, that dinosaur onesie is very appealing. I really want it.
Yeah, it looks
I've
good.
I've not yet cracked, but it's only a matter of time. And that's all I got up to. I didn't play a damn thing. I said I might play Kingdom Hearts 2, and I didn't. And
Mhm.
I did not. No, I did briefly play Hades 2 because there was an update, so I
Oh.
wanted to check the update. This is the third update, I believe, that followed the weapons update, and this is the boons update. It's great. Like they have seen what is strong and what is lacking, and are making meaningful changes to keep pace. I still find this game infinitely playable, and I will be keeping an eye out for further updates.
Mm.
And now I'm finished.
Good. Leak.
Yes. Oh, so yes, I've been role playing as usual for hours and hours and hours. There's so much cool stuff happening right now.
To be like that.
Oh
Tell us about
God.
it.
Let's see, where should I start? Okay, actually, goddamn, where should I start? So Perry, what did I say last time?
Ah, the sweet boy.
Yeah. Sad boy.
Yeah, he was
So
going down a dark path.
as you know, Perry and his sister are being hunted, and stalked and harassed by a murderous person called Hans Gruber, not related to the movie version, not really, and also has apparently recruited another crazy person called Blondie Lee.
Blondie Lee.
Yeah. So
These names are
yeah,
spectacular.
they're brilliant. And basically, no ambush from last time, but there have been like odd weird text voicemails now are a thing in the server. So there's been voicemails being left, anonymous phone calls, threats, and stuff like that, and also Perry is staying with Brandy's dad in his apartment penthouse in the city, just for safety, keep them together. And
Mhm.
but however, that safety seems to be compromised because there's like a tag graffiti left outside the apartment building that says, we know where you are." Yeah, and the bloody handprint and stuff there as well. So apparently they found out where everyone is staying, which is scary. Um, Also, Brandy has discovered to be sleepwalking and going outside the apartment. So, and then tracking in mud and stuff from her sleepwalking adventures. So it seems like they followed her to where the apartment is, and that's how they found out.
That is some dark brother stuff.
Yeah.
No.
So there is a plan put in place where Bryce, who's the father, is going to basically black bag Hans Gruber, take him to a location, and give Perry and Brandy a chance to basically get closure, quote unquote.
Oh,
However they decide to do it. Okay. Yes. Yes. Um. And
this is not
there's a
something I would expect from Perry.
I know, but lots have happened. Lots of stuff has happened. This sweet farm
Evidently.
boy has changed. Is being affected by Los Santos, shall we say? Yeah. So there's this plan not put in action just yet. We found the location. Bryce is assuring the siblings that they will be delivered Hans Gruber at this location upon which day or time that is decided to the action to be enacted. And yeah, we don't know if we'll be able to get a chance, because what if either of the siblings are kidnapped or killed in the meantime? What's gonna happen? We don't know. Oh, today Brandy decided to poke the bear, shall we say, by Hans Gruber was in the area. He was he was a witness in a court case that they had to attend briefly. And also there's like a mayoral, basically the next mayor of the city is being is basically starting their job that day, and he was doing like a speech, and he was also there at that rally or meeting, whatever. And as he walked past Brandy, she turns around and says "bitch" to him, and he stops. And he turns
Playing with
around,
fire.
walks right up to her, and like my Perry and Bryce are like in between them, and Bryce like, "Please don't fucking poke the bear, please, please." And she's like, "Oh, he can't do anything. It's it's public." It's like, no, he will remember it, and he will probably do something when you're not in public. Don't poke the bear, Brandy. Oh
Poke the
God.
bear. Poke the bear.
So yeah. So if Bryce manages to enact the plan before anything happens, then we'll see what happens. However, it's very, very, very uncertain if we'll even get to that point. Who knows? And then also Haley, who plays Brandy, and myself, with a group of other people, have started up a serious criminal group. A group of characters, and we worked out the whole backstory of how we all know each
Ooh.
other and stuff as well. Because one group was originally from America, and the other group was originally from the UK, and they all came together in Los Santos for various reasons. And we basically asked a trusted role player to role play I guess a background character that would come to wanting to meet everybody and basically tell everyone like he had to be forced out of retirement to get a number of us out of jail, our characters, and
Was he back?
push him out of retirement because he had to basically spend all his money to do so. Yeah. So then he's like, all right, I want to go back to retirement, so you're gonna have to do these jobs for me, basically. One of them being avenge his close friend who was killed recently in the city. And it's suspected that it is a police officer called what's it, Officer Fox, Jennifer Fox, who's played by Ellisaurus, I think. She usually plays a character called Robin Steele from Grapeseed and stuff. But she has a serious cop character called Jennifer Fox, and we have to basically we've been tasked to find information and follow her and stuff like that. And anything else the boss decides at a later date. So we got that job to do as a serious character. And because me and Haley and the UK folks know each other, we don't know the American group, so we've basically had a bonding activity where we go out and like crack open cars and just try to gel, try to gel as a team. It's actually there was a really
team building.
It is a team building exercise because you have to coordinate each other. We split off into two cars, two in each car, and we had the radio. There's radios you can buy, and we basically got on one channel to talk to each other. And as we're doing so, we both were separated to get as much as stuff as we could from cars, because you can get numerous like items of worth from there. And yeah, there was one moment where the alarm went off, and you could risk just continuing trying to open this car or scarf her, right? So we started to open this car. The alarm goes off, and then over the radio is like, God, there's a cop car, come around the corner, go, 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 go. So we like jump in the car and zoom off, and we hear the siren, and it's like we got out there just in time, so we didn't even see the cop car coming. We heard them, but we zoomed away just in time. That was very tense. That was good. But yeah, it's just things like that. That we're just basically trying to like build some synergy, between the two groups of people that don't know each other. And yeah, we're going to continue that. They have a front in which they are a mechanics shop. So my character and Haley's character is going to be working for them to continue this like face off. Oh yeah, we're legitimate people that are working in a legal job while we do stuff
telling me that you'll
nefariously
fix my
undercover.
problems, right?
Yeah, I mean it's not like it's also something they were doing in where they used to live as well. They were mechanics, and my character is also someone who painted cars and like did like custom paints and designs. And so you see another excuse for me to do some more drawing and stuff, essentially. Because there is a way to add custom art to cars and vans and stuff now in the server. So hopefully I'll be able to get some artwork on vehicles. That'd be cool. But that's for money, yeah. for the character. But yeah, so next time we log on, we're just gonna try and build up the mechanics stuff, and then probably do more underhanded naughty work on the side. I'm trying to figure out how we're gonna work. We don't. None of our characters know this Jennifer Fox. So we're gonna have to work out how we're gonna find information on them without being obviously caught. So that's gonna be interesting to do. And as for my silly criminal, Constance, I've just been clowning around essentially. We got more shenanigans with Dice Gang because they didn't break up. Hooray!
Hey,
But there is in-gang drama though, of course, because of course there is. But you know, no, that's fine. But lots of silliness happened, so that's cool. That's GTA RP on Onyx. What else? I also played Stardew Valley, and that was just like relaxing stuff. I also played. I played some riff tracks with friends. The friend group wanted to get together. We played like because one of them was having a rough time, so we just basically played games together.
That's very nice.
Yeah, riff tracks is a really fun game. Let's see. It's basically like you know Space Theater.
Yeah, no, I'm familiar with riff tracks as a concept. I just have never played a game variant. That seems very fun.
Oh, it's so good though. It's on Steam. Riff tracks with the X.
With a X, yes.
Yeah, it's on Steam. It's pretty cheap. Lots and lots of clips and stuff from old sci-fi and other movies and TV stuff. And then what else did I play? I played Dungeonborn with you lot, obviously.
Oh,
right,
yeah.
but
yeah.
Do I get to lie and say we did that? I guess that did happen this week. I guess I lied. Because we did do that. It was good fun.
We did. Yeah, we played Dungeonborn together. I think that's it. That's what I did. I so we could talk about Dungeonborn. Dungeonborn is very much like Dark and Darker, but I feel the presentation of it is a bit better.
Yeah.
Agreed entirely.
And it's all free, not just a bit of it and the rest you buy. Which they've
I was super disappointed to hear you say that.
Yeah. Dark and Darker is on Steam now, so I'm actually going to probably test it out again, see how much it's changed from the last time I played it. A long time ago. But I've been enjoying Dungeonborn. They've got a new class. They've got Druid in. You can basically wild shape into a panther, and then slap down a tree that slaps other things, which I do enjoy. The tree's good. I find the panther to be a bit weak, though.
Yeah, every time you used it seemed to go rather
rather badly. So yeah, I'm not sure. It should be a way to like. I'm hoping there'll be a way to improve the strength and constitution of this poor panther, because it does get it's like because traditionally in at least a tabletop, when you wild shape into something in for example 5e or whatever, you go back into your usual form once the wild shape has been killed off. But this one you just die. You're dead, which is a bit sad.
You die in the cat, you die in real life.
Yeah.
Die in the cat, you die in real life.
Yeah. I was hoping it was that weak because you just go back. It's like temp health rather than your whole life. But that's just the way they have done it so far.
Except that werewolf.
I know Dark and Darker's Druid, you turn into other critters like a little rat, which is interesting. I want to see that. I want to see how they do it in Dark and Darker.
A little. So that sounds like really good for scouting and scoping out the place.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's right.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah. So yeah, I really like the customization so far you can do in Dungeonborn. It's a way more choices in Dark and Darker, at least when I last played it. Like literally so much more. You can be anything. Like the elf is not just something you buy off the shop. It's just yeah.
Make yourself look like Shadowheart.
You
in
can.
Dungeon
They got
yeah.
legally distinct hairstyles in, which made me giggle.
Yup.
Astarion and
Yeah.
Shadow Heart's hairstyles in there. I'm pretty sure Halcyon is in there too. Let's see. I like the gameplay. The solo queues is good. It seems a bit bare because there's not many people playing the solo. But it's easy enough to get through. It's easy. Solo is very good for getting your XP for levels. And party stuff is also good. You have different difficulties of dungeon diving, so with their own risk and rewards and stuff. How did you guys feel about it?
I definitely enjoyed it more than Dark and Darker.
Yeah.
Mainly because the dual wielding class has like really cool animations.
Oh yeah.
So when you're wielding,
You were
swords.
swinging. This is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like that class.
Yeah. I'm I'm always iffy on games that have friendly fire on. Which is very easy to do against like if you have like because the tracking for that game is not for those types of games in general just not very good. So if you have a couple of people going in melee on like one creature or whatever, it's easy to attack your ally. Not to mention with Dalit in the corner shooting lightning at everything.
Yeah.
You're not what?
You're not wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's outside of that, because after a while I had to like not attack the same thing you guys were attacking.
Yeah.
Because you're not checking your messages, your audio is crackling pretty badly, mate.
Oh, okay. That's fine. I can fix that easily, but it's not doing it for recording though.
Cool.
So yeah, it's I like it.
I also liked it. As was pointed out, I was playing a caster. I was playing the Cryomancer, though I was doing
really a Cryomancer.
Yeah, I was doing a suspicious amount of casting other things.
I used more ice attacks than you did. That's so funny.
She very much did. But I did get to be a shambling pile of bones, which I was very, very pleased with. Calcium.
Yes.
But yeah, the only cryomancing I did was like when I was backed into a corner, could use my big boy abilities. Other than that, I was mostly just using lightning at first before finding the fire staff, which I quite liked.
Yeah.
I do, like everyone else has said, prefer this to what I played of Dark and Darker months ago now. I did download it, so I'll probably poke in very briefly to see if meaningful changes were made, though I suspect I will still be disappointed because of the shortcomings of the free-to-play versus pay-for path.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the game, Dungeon 1 was great. It was very bite-sized adventures. I was admittedly very surprised by how short every outing felt.
Yes.
So I do rather fancy that a lot, if I'm honest. I like little bite-sized adventures that you can do like 5 or 6 times, do like a full afternoon's worth.
Yeah.
I was less impressed with loading in twice and just getting absolutely run over by people in like really nice gear. That felt unfortunate. But it is what it is. It is a PvEVP game, so it's bound to happen.
Yeah.
And that is kind of undermined by the rush I got when we found like a triple portal out. That felt really good.
Oh, that was good to find, yeah.
Yeah. And it's not as if we didn't also absolutely decimate one poor bastard that walked in at the worst possible time for himself. Only to get jumped on by 3 people, just literally waiting for him.
Yes.
So it's just the nature of the game. It's not exactly my game type. However, I do find it very enjoyable. And mostly comes down to I have to play with you lot, so.
Yeah.
I would like to do more cryomancing if I choose a cryomancer, though. Just a thought. Just a thought. I could turn into a block, which was neat, and I could send down a storm that almost certainly was going to kill one of the two of you if I used it
Yeah,
often
yeah.
at all. So I just
We have
didn't.
zapped and blasted each other.
I also, I'm not a great fan of friendly fire. I do understand like the semi realism behind the ideas. Like, yeah, you can't just go in and swing; you'll hurt each other. Sure, but also that makes literally anything I do terribly dangerous.
Yeah.
But yeah, on the whole, I did enjoy it. That was a good time.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I
Do
do
I?
want to. Hmm?
I was gonna say, do I sound any better?
Yes.
You
At
do.
least to me.
All right.
Yeah, I do want to try Dark and Darker as the latest iteration, just
Yeah.
to see the comparison. I'll do that in the future. I'll play some more Dungeon Ball in the meantime.
Hmm.
Yeah, I want to try the other classes I haven't tried before. I'm going to do that with Druid, but I want to do more of them, more. Try and get most of them
I-
to. I can't remember how long this playtest's for. I think it's most of July.
Oh, so plenty of time left then.
I think so. I have to double check.
Hmm.
We shall see. But yeah,
Yeah, so with
that's everything for me.
yes. So, Akko, what trouble did you get into?
I got into all sorts of trouble. And by all sorts of trouble, I mean I played like 2 games this week. And that was Zenless Zone Zero came out this week, which is pretty fun. At least the gameplay's fun. I have no idea about the story, honestly. I've skipped most of it. But mainly because it just like, I mean, I watched like most of the cutscenes, but it's not extremely interesting. The setting is very interesting though, because it's like futuristic retro. There's a lot of futuristic stuff in it. But your 2 siblings running a VHS shop.
Oh, really? VHS shop?
Yeah.
Huh.
Like you sell, you rent out movies to people or whatever,
Yeah.
or they buy it
Okay.
or whatever. And it's just it's weird, but like they're like your characters are huge cinephiles.
Okay.
And everything's like geared around like the whole TV and like movie themes and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Like your currency to do gacha pools or whatever are called like master and encrypted master tapes, and they're in the shape of like the old school like projector wheels for the old school like theaters or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
So there's that. It's an action game. Less like Genshin, more like Honkai Impact Third and Punishing Grey Raven in that aspect.
Yeah.
It's super parry heavy. Which is really cool. It's very satisfying, the parry.
Yeah, I was about to say it's always satisfying when a game has good parries in it. Even if it's not very good otherwise. That feeling of a good parry, timing, the feedback.
Yeah. You have 3 characters per your party. So you have to like figure out which ones are like synergize with the character with your other characters and stuff like that. I haven't pulled the only pulling I've done, all right, is on the standard banner, because there's a standard character that I want that I didn't get on my guaranteed for S rank. They don't do stars anymore in this one. It's like Impact Third, where they're A rank or S rank.
I prefer that because it's easier to sometimes. Sometimes counting is hard.
Yeah. So you either have A rank and S rank. S rank's obviously your premium characters. But I wanted Grace Howard. She's like an electric gunner or whatever.
Yeah.
But I didn't get her. I got another cool one. I got Coleta. She uses a hammer and like a monkey wrench, and she's a fire.
I
character.
like her. She's one of the
Yeah.
few characters I know because she's a little bear. Well, she's not a bear, but she has like a bear aesthetic, and she
Uh-huh.
can
Yeah.
summon a big bear. I'm a big fan.
She can only summon the big bear if you have the big bear in your party.
Oh, I was seeing people summon just using during her special stuff.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
that's disappointing.
Because they're in the party.
Oh, that's disappointing. That was like my favorite bit about her.
Well, you get the bear for free.
Oh, well then, yeah, it's a gimme. It's a gimme
Yeah.
then.
You have to. So for her and the bear's called Big Ben. All right.
Big
for
Ben,
her,
all right.
yeah. For her and Big Ben. Like you have 3 people in your party, so it has to be her and Big Ben and then somebody else or whatever. The reason why they have interplay like that is because they're on the same squad.
I love it.
They're part of the Bellabog group.
Does that mean the oh god, don't be offensive. The Wolfman and the Shark Girl have interaction.
I don't know if they have interaction. She probably has interaction with some other people, but I don't know if it's between Ellen and Von Lyacon.
Oh yeah, those were the only 2 that I knew were. I guess there are other mates. I assume they're all
yeah. The rest of them
same
are
organization.
Mates. Yeah. There's
right.
Yeah, they're all part of the same organization.
No,
I don't know. I don't know if
really
she has
like
interplay
that.
with any of them.
I
do
like
know
to see character work like that. And for the longest time, fighting games used to, back in the Pixel days, used to have special intros like that. And I was gutted when they went away. And they're starting to come back, looking at Tekken for that. And I like that other games are using that as well. Big fan, yes.
I do know that each character has buffs that they give to other characters that are part of the same squad. So they have that type of interplay. Some I don't know how they are with them showing up in like the middle of their attacks, because for Kaleda, her basic attack, her basic 1 to 4 hits or whatever, Ben will come out and they'll do like a combo attack. And then if you use her ultimate when Ben's in the party or whatever, he shows up during the ultimate. But I don't know how it is for other characters. I don't have other characters.
If no other characters have interactions like that, then the only characters I'm interested in having on my team are Kaleda and Ben.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is that Kaleda is a standard 5-star or a standard S rank, so that's a good thing and a bad thing at the moment or whatever, because when you're doing the standard gacha, you have a 1 in 6 chance to get them. So it's like I've been playing Star Rail for over a year now, and I still don't have Welt.
Yeah.
So, you always get screwed by that. I'm hoping that's not going to be the case for this game, because I want Grace. That's like the actually character I only want at the moment outside of Miyabi, but Miyabi's not in the game yet, and she's going to be a limited character. So, which means I've not done any rolls on the limited banner. I've just been saving my currency. Because I don't need it. Like I have Coleta and like the other regular standard characters are pretty good anyway. And I'm just doing the story at the moment. I'm not like trying to do like anything like super hard. So
Sure.
I still haven't unlocked equipment yet. Or at least I don't think I have. So all of my characters running around with like no equipment on. So I've only been like able to like upgrade their base stats and their like skills. I haven't figured out how do you get like other than their weapon technically thing. You can I forget what it's called.
It's a Hoyo game. There'll be a relic grind. We all know.
Yeah. No. I've gotten a couple of them, but those are from like, those were from the little event thing that they did before the game came out. Whatever. So I've gotten like 2 or 3 of those. But I haven't gotten to the part where I can where I could like actually farm to get them or whatever. The only thing that they've given you is the ability to buy W engines, which are your weapons, technically. And you get the W engines from the gacha as well. So
Yeah.
Right, that makes sense.
I have unlocked the roguelike mode, the thing that's kind of like a simulated universe in Star Rail.
So early?
Yeah, because there's a lot to it. Like
Ah.
there's a lot to it. So you unlock it towards the end of chapter 1. But you only unlock like the first bit of it, so it unlocks like a little bit more as you go on during the story. That stuff's pretty fun. It's probably the only thing that I actually enjoy, like the whole TV mechanic that's in the game. That's part of it. This whole TV thing is like it's kind of like a board game type thing where you move around amongst like these like TV screens. And it's how they do a lot of their storytelling, which is very boring because you don't actually get to see anything happen. It's just like all like there's little flashings of like TV screens like popping up and stuff like that. It's good for the roguelike because that kind of makes it feel like more like a roguelike mechanic or whatever, but in the actual like storytelling, like the main story, it kind of sucks. I would much rather there be like maybe like a low budget scenes or something like that. Then there be this like whole weird thing. It's hard to explain without actually like showing you guys.
Sure, fair enough. It seems like a lot.
Yeah, just think of it. It's like a board game. Yeah, some of the story mechanics come through with like a board game.
Yeah.
Outside of that, they do have some scenes that are like comic book scenes, which are really cool because they're well like drawn, like they're super well drawn. They kind of look really cool. That's a different way of their storytelling, and then they have like these super high quality animated cutscenes, and this game is like. I think this is rivaling Honkai Impact 3rd's animations for their big scenes. And just how well fluid animated it is. Like they've put a lot into their animation for this game. Outside of that, I mean it's fun. I've just been going at it pretty slowly. Collecting as much like currency as I can because I know when Miyabi comes out, I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna be like, all right, come on, give me Miyabi. Maybe if I have enough, I'll get enough copies of her or something like that. Maybe it'll be like, or well, I'll get as much as her as I can and then move on to like a weapon. But yeah, that's fun. Only other thing that I played was Final Fantasy 14 because Dawn Trail.
Played that too.
I have not finished the story yet.
I was going to ask if
I
either
forgot
of
about
you
that.
finished.
No, still quite early on actually.
No,
Fair. I mean, understandable.
I am in the level 97 quest line, so I'm in the last half of the game, maybe the last quarter. I'm in the second to last area.
Yeah.
I, who am not a fan of Final Fantasy IX, who have not finished a Final Fantasy IX, who've only played like up to like the middle of the second disc, have recognized 18 billion Final Fantasy IX things that are happening in the current quest line that I'm in right now.
Okay.
So
as someone who likes Final Fantasy IX,
yeah,
cool.
references.
It's Because I know a little bit of Nine's story, at least like towards the end, and like how some stuff happens between like what is it, Gaia and like the other world that's part of
Yeah.
Final Fantasy IX. And there's a little bit of that going on, and I'm just like, okay, I understand what's going on here. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Final Fantasy IX fans are gonna be eating pretty good. I do have some things to say to the people that are complaining about this expansion. Quit playing Final Fantasy 14. Go on to another game because you're just tourists here. A lot of people are complaining about how this story has been slow. What?
Can you say that you're just a tourist? You know how long it would take to get to DT?
Not long at all, because you can just buy all the way up to
You
up
could
to
scurry
Endwalker.
skip, yeah. I
Yeah.
suppose you
I mean,
could.
sure, but do you think that's the people who are complaining about the story?
Yeah.
I don't think the people that are complaining about the story are skipping the story, though. That feels,
Well,
to me, that feels like it would be redundant. Not redundant, but it feels like, that those two things don't square.
No,
to
I
me.
just feel like
it's how they're complaining about it, not that they're
Alright.
complaining about it.
Yeah. Is it
okay,
because it's
okay.
pacing? Because if that's the case, well, the last expansion was the end of the universe. And now it's like it's the end of the universe last expansion, and now it's not, and they can relax finally. Yes, it's gonna be slower paced.
Yeah, it's I can understand the first half of the storyline being
Yeah.
because it is slow. I mean, you're just doing a rite
Yeah.
of succession at the moment.
Yeah.
One of the big complaints was, there were not the main character. We were almost never the main character throughout most of the game.
Yeah. Alphino and Alizé are the main character, and then someone else is the main character. And
We're not the main character in a lot of the story.
Yeah.
I've always viewed us as the vehicle for somebody else's story. And
yeah, exactly. That's a good way to put it.
there's also a lot of hate on Luke Lamont for some reason.
I don't understand why. She's amazing.
Well,
she is adorable.
I have seen a couple of complaints. I can see why people would not like her. Where I struggle to see this is, again, with people who have put any amount of time into this game. Like, it does feel weird. But the complaints that I've been spoiled on, or I've seen at all, some of them do stand out to me as you probably could have gotten around that by acknowledging some other things. But
Yeah.
on the whole, because I think I know stuff that would actually be spoilers for both of you. Yeah, this is weird. We've had weak written characters before and didn't seem to really bother anyone, except for Lise. Lise bothered a lot of people.
Yeah.
I don't even think she's written badly. She's just
no, not all characters
just
need to be.
She's just like too happy go lucky. I mean,
no, she isn't either. She does have a.
We carry her.
Concerns.
We carry her ass through her succession.
Yeah, and that's okay too.
That is one of the things that I have heard. Yes.
Yeah. That's not a bad
skin.
thing. Not everyone could be amazing, top tier.
Sure.
Not everyone could be Estinian. Okay. Not everyone could be Estinian.
And again, I'm saying all this having played exactly 0 seconds of the X-Pack. I am literally going off of the other people who have spoken to me about it because they've had frustrations, or the few times I've screwed up and let my eyes wander on sites that I really shouldn't have. And on one hand, I do think it's ridiculous, a lot of this feedback and the way that I've seen people talking about it. On the other hand, I also think it's kind of ridiculous to immediately get hyper defensive. We were told pretty early on that this expansion wasn't going to be to the level of a lot of other expansions.
Yeah, it's building up to the next actual story.
Exactly. So I don't think it's unfair that people are disappointed, because it's important to remember a lot of people do not look into the news of any game, even games they like, as hard as we do. So from the outside, I'm not surprised there's disappointment. I am, however, surprised by how much there was, and I
Yeah.
think that's probably silly. But again, this is me talking a whole lot of nonsense without having
Mhm.
played even a second of this myself. So
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe people are actually just being ridiculous.
Yeah,
She
I like flawed characters. She's not perfect. She's not what's her face from uh bloody hell.
We can just say
Karlak.
Starla
She's
because
not
Starla
Karlak.
is
She's not Karlak, all right? She's
Oh yeah.
dressed to be like, oh yeah, she's the big strong lady that will be very cool and stuff. She's not Karlak. She's her own character, and because she has her pitfalls and has her own concerns and her failures. I don't know. I am enjoying that though. I'm
Her
enjoying she's not a
her
copy pasta.
her biggest character flaw is she
Yeah,
does not have experience.
yeah, and that's okay.
That is literally her biggest character flaw is that she
Yeah,
has no experience, which means she has no confidence.
yep,
All right. But there are aspects of that I have experienced in the story that shows that she is definitely very capable.
yeah,
Um, so, but when pushed to it,
yep,
even by herself, she has a 1v1 against one of the other contestants.
yeah,
Whatever. And we don't interfere. She does it her yeah. We don't interfere at all. We walk off to
yeah.
the side and they have the 1v1.
Hey guys, don't forget to sub to the channel if you're into what you're hearing. While you're down there, remember to like the video as much as we like you. You'll be good now.
So her biggest character flaw is that she just does not have any experience, which then in turns means she has no confidence because she has no experience. She has not lived through a lot of story and rife and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
Sure.
does that make her a good pick for the throne? I mean
Well, they started to explain
no.
a bit of it. It's like it's not being a capable warrior is not why they wanted to push her to be the leader. It's because of how she interacts with people.
I was about to say, she sounds like she's the most
Yeah,
personable
she's the most personable.
individual up for
Yeah,
the
they
debate.
want
Seems
to.
like
They
one
want.
person is a
Yeah,
sociopath and the other
yeah,
person is a psychopath.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. She,
Yeah, but being a good person also does not give you like the chops to be it. Like the difference the thing that made Gulul Jaja a good ruler for Tuliol
yeah,
is that
yeah,
he is like Wukalamat and wants peace and everything and is very personable with like all of his subjects or whatever. But he's also a hard ass motherfucker.
yes, yes,
So, she and she's and he has to and he knows how to make the hard decisions.
yes,
Um,
yes.
she just has to get to that point, and
Yeah, I think
I
the
don't know if she
difference with
does in the
him.
story. So
Yeah, the difference with him is that before he became ruler, he did travel a lot and built
yeah,
up that experience first. And
that's what
she
this
hasn't
right of
really done
succession
the thing.
is for.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
So yeah,
uh,
yes. The character I actually had problems with. What's his face? The brother, the blue one.
the cat.
no,
Yeah, it's like
not the blue
no,
one.
not the
No, I
cat.
mean not the
Not
cat, not the cat.
not the cat guy. What's his
Zarul
face?
Jaja.
Yeah, it's Real Jaja.
Yeah.
It's like that
Yeah,
because
Zorul Ja, or
he's
whatever.
stupid. He's basically, I hate the Guardians because they try to conquer the world. Anyway, let's try and conquer the world. It's like what?
Yeah, he's a
stupid.
warmonger.
Yeah, I didn't
Um,
like that. It's like dumb.
I will refrain on commenting on Bakul Jaja
Okay,
because
if there's more, then there's more. But at the
yeah,
moment, I'm like, well, what the fuck? You literally just said you're not gonna, you hate that, and why are you doing it? Okay, whatever.
yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I'm having fun with that. And like I said, my character is level 98, but I'm on the 97 quest line. So
Yeah.
so yeah, pretty fun. I went and did a leveling roulette today and got Tam Terror Deepcroft and was really sad.
Ooh.
So let me tell you what, Viper is not fun at level 19. You wanna know how many buttons I have? I have 2.
1,
6.
2 buttons.
No.
So I have 2 buttons.
2.
2 buttons.
Oh no.
I have 1 and I have 2.
Oh no.
That is awful.
Yep.
I hope they rework that because it is kind of dull just playing 1, 2, 1, 2.
I wish they would just scale you down and just let you have
Yeah,
your
exactly.
abilities.
I have
Exactly.
said
So-
this for fucking years.
Yeah, yeah.
People keep telling me it would cause issues, and I don't know what possible issues it could cause for us to have our whole kit and just be doing piddly damage with it. At least we could keep our muscle memory going
Yes, yes.
and not be incredibly bored coming through it.
They could keep our abilities or whatever and just tone up the bosses.
You could do that too.
Because
No,
Well,
no,
there's a-
I can't say that because I am trying to keep genuine low level new characters in. We would have to take a hit to our damage. If you
Well,
tone
no,
up the
no, no, no.
bosses, then you screw over
No.
the actual.
The reason why I say tone up the bosses is because with more abilities comes more damage. Whatever no matter how many times you tone down our damage, that the more abilities we have, the more damage we do. So
sure,
you would have to tone up the enemies in the dungeon.
bigger
But
health pool or
also,
something.
I would, just a bigger health pool so it doesn't die as quickly. Because that's not going to change whether you have 2 buttons or whether you have all your buttons. So, and most of the time, new players are going to be doing these dungeons with older players anyway. So,
yeah, I just wanted to have a way for them to be still making a reasonable impact. Because frankly, let's be real here, we'll be outpacing them. And to put this into perspective to something else I've had to deal with this week, it's not fun to be a Freya in a dungeon of 3 bunnies.
Dude, I just accept the carry.
Yeah.
Scholars have been doing this for the entirety of their career. So
Yeah.
anytime they go into a dungeon, auto or no, fucking just like auto run or follow. You don't have to worry about anything.
I heard they're reworking, or not reworking, but doing something to Viper. What are they doing to Viper?
So when normal and savage come out for the raid, they always do like rebalancing for jobs. Apparently people were complaining about how busy Viper feels. Now, I'm not level 100, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you that Viper does not feel busy at all. It feels like a toned down melee machinist is what it feels like.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of people go, "What?" to Yoshi P's talking about how they've been hearing about how busy Viper has been, and people were like, "Wait a minute, what?" But obviously the people that complain are the ones that are on the forums, and that's where they get all the information from, is from the forums. So
yeah.
Whatever. I mean, I don't know what they're going to be doing. Who knows? Maybe I don't know. I don't have an issue with Viper. I actually feel like it could stand to be a bit busier. Honestly, I would like I would like a couple more off global cooldowns. To be fair,
I only worry about hearing stuff like that because one of the big takeaways was making some classes less of that. So I imagine this was anyway. First of all, I'd be surprised if it was actually that busy because they've heard this argument for years that people do want a lot of the classes with too many buttons to be brought back just a bit.
Yeah, but Viper
And
has
one
no
of-
buttons.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I'd be surprised.
Viper has
if,
less
like,
buttons than Summoner.
I don't remember what that means. I'll be
So,
honest with you. It's been a bit.
when Summoner got their rework, they culled like half of their buttons. Summoner has almost no buttons.
I don't know. At the end of the day, I know that this was something that they were aware of
Mm-hmm.
and that they were actively trying to pursue. The idea of classes being too busy has been a problem for 3 expansions, or at least 2 expansions, where people have like outwardly talked about it. I wouldn't be surprised if this was in reaction to that. And not to mention, this is this X-Pack apparently, if I remember what they said correctly, is supposed to be lining up for actual meaningful adjustments in, what is it, 9.0? 8.0? Which one's next?
No, they're
8, right?
not. They're not even lining up stuff until 7.2.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that like
no.
the whole expansion, not just patch 00. This entire expansion is being built to make a better next expansion.
No. That's not until 7.2. Everything that it was already too late. It was already too late when they decided to make 8.0 the big rework. So the stuff that
you're saying makes me
the stuff that they
sound
were
right.
The stuff that they were doing in this expansion is just more the same that they were doing last expansion.
But you said that they're going to make adjustments in 2 patches, right?
No, in 7.2 they said that they're going to start implementing stuff that gears it for the 8.0 rework. I'm saying the stuff that we have, but you're saying what you're saying right now is that like the stuff even in 7.0 is being geared towards.
No.
No.
I said what I meant.
Well, you
the
said this
entirety
expansion.
of Dawn,
this expansion's over. It didn't. No, just after 7.0. Not the entirety of Dawn Trail.
Aqua 7.2 is part of the Dawn Trail expansion. Correct? Am I correct?
I don't consider anything after the 0.0 patches as part of the expansion.
Then stop guessing and listen to what I'm saying. The Dawn Trail expansion 7.0 to 7.55 is going to have within its contents build up and adjustments in the classes to help for the meaningful changes that will happen at the 8.0 and further expansions.
No,
Am I
just
correct?
Just 7.2 and on.
Okay. That's exactly what you just said.
Okay, that's fine.
Just
No, you said 7.0 to 7.55. No, you're missing 2 patches there.
Then fine. I'm not here to argue. I have gotten the information I needed. Thank you.
Yeah. Everything that they've had here is just more of what they were doing last expansion. They didn't have the plans to do any changes until closer to this expansion coming out, because they realized that homogenizing everything was a little wrong.
Yes, and that was a big talking point in the live letter just before release.
Yeah.
Or maybe this live letter,
it was the one right before release.
Right before release, yes.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Well.
Either way, Dawn Trail
I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I guess I will try Viper because I wanna level that anyway. There's a few I want to level. I want to level Viper. Not Artmancer.
Artmancer. I cast Art.
And Sage as well. I haven't tried out Sage at all.
Oh, if they don't call it Pictomancer, they have to call it freelance artist, right? Like artist freelancer.
Yeah.
Artist freelancer.
Viper's I'm gonna start leveling soon.
Viper's super easy.
It sounds like if I could play Machinist, I can play Viper. It sounds like.
Yeah. Right off the rip, there's stuff's kind of a little confusing. Just on what button, because like I said, the 1-2-3 combo is pretty much a choose your own adventure type thing or whatever.
Yeah.
But in the end, you just your 2 main combos or whatever, you just press them with whatever lights up.
Okay, that sounds
This
good.
lights up, you press it. That's
I can
literally it.
do. I play Dragoon as well, which is similar.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Got it.
But that's all I played this week.
Yeah. Okie cookie. Well then, let's move on to the news.
To the
Mhm.
news.
So Guilty Gear Anime.
Yeah, Guilty Gear Anime.
Guilty Gear Anime.
I am confused by this in a bunch of good ways. I have no idea what's actually happening there. And the only thing I took away was like the one line said, and that's death to Gears, which admittedly kind of is on again, off again the theme of Guilty Gear. So fair enough.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
interesting to see Sin back in a leading role.
Mhm.
I guess they're trying to move away from Soul because his time as MC might well be over with the situation that happened in I almost said Exerd in the new one.
don't look at me. I don't play Guilty Gear.
Strive. I got there. God, Bree,
Yes,
I just
I was
wanted.
waiting.
I
You're
just wanted
striving
to
for
say
the answer.
I was. It just Exerd. No, Exerd again. No,
Yeah,
what
no,
did I
no.
just say? Strive. He seems to have had a lot of his issues worked through, so I guess it does make sense for Sin to be taking over as a leading role. He is the young, indirectly and very directly related member of the cast. So
Yep.
I look forward to seeing what this new character is, and if they do show up in a future season of Strive or not.
Imagine.
Yeah, I think so, but there's always the chance that they save them for the next game outright, and not just a DLC update.
Yeah, I didn't know that was an anime until I clicked on it, like an hour before.
Is it an in engine?
forecast.
And is it in an engine because it looks just like Strive?
Strive has a system that lends itself to 3D animation.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny to say because sometimes their cutscenes in game not great.
I mean, their
But
story is just an anime anyway. Like you don't actually like.
yeah, but some of the
play the
earlier,
story.
especially going to Exerd, the way they animate it is always sus.
Yeah.
I think Strive was better, but yeah, the way that they've created the actual character models does lend
Yeah.
themselves to proper animation. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if these are actually just the game models, the high res game models.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yay, anime. Okay.
Mhm.
Yay, anime. Bleach Rebirth of Souls got announced. And like 2 days before it got leaked that it was going to get announced. So
it was a leak. Okay.
Well, no, I
like,
think Kubo stated that they're working on a game. Before, and then right before, and then they were like, hey, we're working on Rebirth of Souls, which is a fighting game apparently.
I play a bunch of fighting. I like fighting games a lot. I can't begin to tell you how disappointed I was to find out this was a fighting game. Because if there's an anime I would like to play as an action game, it is most certainly Bleach. Like that is, I do not want to play a fighting game. I want as close to a character action game for that as possible. But also, I understand the issue of having that kind of a sentiment for any battle shonen.
Yeah.
Because there's so many characters and everyone wants to play as their favorite, and that requires so much work. Whereas a fighting game, you make what 10 move sets, you can kind of use the same move set on more than one character, and you just have to worry about the individual animations. And you have like 15 to 30 characters, even if 30 is crazy. I don't know how Tekken does it. But hey,
Yeah,
if
I
you
don't
let
know.
me play as Kyoraku and Yoruichi, I will be happy. That is
Dude.
my guys.
And girl.
Well, I mean, look,
Or cat.
girls can be girls can be under the umbrella term of guys. But yeah, no, like Yoruichi
Them's
is
my
great.
cat.
Yoruichi is great. Kyoraku is great. Also Gin, but I like Gin a whole lot less after some of the fleshing out, quote unquote, that happened.
Dude, I still think Gin's a very well written character.
That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine. I look forward to this and to seeing what people who are more interested in this than me have to say when it comes out.
Yep. And last bit of our, I guess some fighting news, just fighting game news was just this week or whatever. Braum is confirmed for 2XKO. Braum is
Stand
here.
behind him. I'm not surprised. Braum has been in like all of the side content. He's incredibly popular, and the concept of the character is pretty unique unto himself. So lots of things to check that say, yeah, put him in the game.
And pretty good for it, because like, I mean, 2XKO is a tag fighting game, so I'm right on that one, right?
You are correct. It's a 2v2.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a 2v2 tag fighter. It's a Marvel like. More like Marvel Infinite for anyone who played that version.
Yeah.
So I look forward to seeing what shenanigans we get up to. I look forward to seeing whenever they drop the beta for people to join for.
One day, and maybe you'll get into it, Dalit.
Hey, but more likely I won't. Still, we can dream.
Yeah. This year's TGS is apparently going to be the biggest ever held, and Sony finally being at this for the first time in 5 years. I think they said there was like 4,700 attendees or something like that at this Tokyo Game Show. Yes, will just be 4,700 exhibitors this year. With Sony in presence for the first time in 5 years. Yeah, it's gonna be biggest TGS ever held, or whatever. And yes, Square Enix will be there. So that's a lot. That's big TGS.
It's a lot of hype to generate around it with a lot of very good things to hear. I hope that it's got like some meaningful displays because I can see it. I can see it already.
Yeah.
Having all of this built up, people getting very excited, only for it to be a show not unlike TGS, where it's a fine show, but not what people wanted.
I remember back in the day when I used to look forward to TGS and be like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna get the next Kingdom Hearts announcement here."
Hey, you might. It'll just be for missing links. Enjoying the video? Remember to like and sub. Helps out the channel a bunch, and we're grateful for everyone we get.
All right. Moving forward. Speaking of Kingdom Hearts, game preservation has found a way to some of the never released in the West KH titles and minigames. So people have been working on getting the emulator for the God, I forget what phone it was that Cynical was talking about. It was a really old Japanese phone that the original Kingdom Hearts Coded released on. And they have found somebody that has a phone that has all of it, that has all of Coded on it, because at the moment they can only get the demo to run.
Yeah.
But they have found somebody that has a phone that has it on it. But unfortunately, at the moment, to play stuff like Final Fantasy Before Crisis and Kingdom Hearts Coded, you need to be connected to the servers that hold those games. or whatever.
Yeah.
And so they're in the midst of looking to reverse engineer a way to get access to the original versions of those games on that phone to see if they could also engineer it to the emulator on PC.
Yeah.
Good luck.
That's cool. Do what?
Good luck to them with it. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, I mean,
like
people that
if
do
I'm going to
this
be
have like one thing
exceptionally
that they only do.
mean, yeah, if I'm going to be exceptionally mean for just a brief moment, I don't know why anyone would care about the mobile titles. But then moving it back, any archival is good archival because it always does suck for someone to lose a game. So
Yeah.
Yes.
and honestly, frankly, if this is truly that difficult to break out, they are building very impressive skills that they probably will use in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a bunch of like older mobile titles when phone games used to be like games that you had to buy. You spend like $5 for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were like full games that we can't get anymore. So
Yeah. But along with the coded game or whatever, there is a thing that was attached to those that you can't get access to, and that was the myriad of mini games that were attached to that that era of phone with Kingdom Hearts. And so you can play games like God, I forget what it was called. There's a bunch of like card mini games that you can play that's Kingdom Hearts themed.
like Shogi,
Yeah,
Spider Solitaire.
Yeah, Spider Solitaire and all that stuff, and it looks really good. And apparently, it's pretty easy to set up on the for that specific phone emulator. That's really cool. I actually was thinking, I was like, maybe I'll do that to like play a little bit of Spider Solitaire, because Solitaire could be fun sometimes. You just like wasting time. Oh, there was a rhythm game too. Apparently, this version of the rhythm game was like what what branched off into Theatrium or Theater Rhythm. So it looked pretty interesting. So good on them for doing that. So Falcom announced that they were going to be they're announcing a remake this year for one of their games. For those that don't know, Falcom is the people that make the East titles, the Trails titles.
Yeah.
So that's really cool because there are two games that they could remake. That the West, well, not the West, but that people really want. A remake of Trails in the Sky will help bolster people to play Trails, period, because Trails in the Sky is the starting point of the Trails series, and let me just tell you, those are really fun games, but they old, and they can be hard to get through, because they old. It's like 2004 old, but it's like 2.5D top down like pixel.
Oh yeah,
art,
isometric.
Yeah. So it's fun. I mean, I played through all three of them, but they could definitely use a remake.
Okay.
There is another game that Falcom does, like the part of the East series called East 5. That never got released in the West. And it's almost near impossible to play that game in the West, even with even with trying to like emulate it, because like I don't even think there's like fan translations of it. That could really use a remake, and I would, as much as I want a Trails in the Sky remake, I would not be mad if they decided to make East 5, because I own all the East games, and I would
Mhm.
much like them to remake that so I could play it and own that one as well.
Yes, yes.
But everybody seems to think it's going to be Trails in the Sky remake, which is fair.
But
That
hear me out.
yeah.
Tokyo Xanadu.
Why would they remake Tokyo Xanadu?
Just to spite you.
No,
Yeah.
they're already making the sequel to Tokyo Xanadu, the newer Tokyo Xanadu game. So, I don't think that Tokyo Xanadu has really a connection to the most recent one. So,
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know anything about Tokyo Xanadu other than there is a Toa face in it. I was just saying it because I'm hilarious. And it turns out,
oh well,
no, I am
that's
in
the
fact
newest.
not.
That's the newest Tokyo Xanadu. Is the one with the Toa face in it. So they wouldn't be able to remake.
Mm.
There is a game that came out in the 1980s called Tokyo Xanadu, and it is by them.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's like a NES title.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They could remake that. It's also one of the harder games on that system. But I highly doubt that they would ever do that. They made Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus, and that came out like 2015. That game's really fun. But they're making a sequel to that game already. That's like it's going to be the next game to come out after after Kai no Kiseki. So
Okay.
But yeah, with Trails actually winding down, I could definitely see them remaking Trails in the Sky, first chapter to third, to make it easier as a jumping on point for people that want to play the games.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm hyped.
Yeah.
Daybreak just
Are you
came
gonna
out.
stream? Are you gonna stream playing it and stuff?
Mm.
Because I know you used to play Trails games on your Steam stream.
Yeah. I mean, I still need to get through Reverie.
Yeah.
At some point, the reason why I'm not in a rush to play Daybreak and Reverie at the moment is because I've already played those games. Played them in Japanese, so I know exactly what goes on them. So I'm not in the biggest rush to do that at the moment, but yeah, most likely.
Yeah.
I need to get through Reverie so I can go through Daybreak. I also still need to go through Kuro 2 before Kai no Kiseki comes out, because I'm going to be getting Kai no Kiseki when it comes out and playing that, because there's, from what I've seen from the commercials, there are way too much stuff going on in that game for me to wait for that game. That also being said, they did just announce that they are localizing Daybreak 2 in record time.
True.
Because Daybreak 1 just came out like last week, and they've already announced that it's coming early 2025 for Daybreak 2. So that's like 8 months. That is a record time between Trails games. Which means if they're keeping on that timing, that Kai could get an English release within 8 months of Daybreak 2 coming out, which would be the actual quickest time a Trails game came out in Japan and released in English.
Yeah.
Because it would be within like less than a year, or within just over a year. So that'd be insane. But yeah, who knows? I do. I have to hunker down. East 10 is also coming out this year, in English, and I really want to play that game because I really like the East games. And I've already stated that I was gonna play all the East games again, but then I was like, that's too many games to play.
A lot. Yeah.
So I decided that I'm gonna play East Origins because that's my favorite one. East 8 and East 9 before East 10 comes out. The reason why I'm going to do East 8 and East 9 is because they play similar to East 10, gameplay-wise. and they're actually two of the best Ys games. But Ys Origins is Ys Origins is so good.
I'm
It's
gonna be honest with you.
Mhm.
I forgot that 10 came out.
Yeah, 10 came out last year.
I genuinely still thought Monstrum Nox was the last one to come out. I completely forgot about 10. Didn't that have like awful optimization on release?
I don't know.
It ran.
I
feel like it
it's
ran
not-
into some
it-
issue.
I don't pay attention to how JP releases do with Ys games. It's not out in English yet, so
Mm-hmm.
and that comes out October 25th. But with
Super.
that version of the game, it would probably be better because I think the PC ports of those games are usually done by Durante's team, and
Okay. Yes.
and they end up being like good because it's Durante.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Moving on. Nintendo says no to Bowsette, and will start taking action towards similar things. People don't know what Bowsette is. Bowsette is the mix between Peach and Bowser,
Yeah.
and that was created due to that one crown mechanic in that one Mario game that allowed you to fuse characters or something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
So there is a bit more to the story now because there's been an update.
Mhm.
So the original article pinpointed to a question being posed on social media, and the company was forced to respond to this. There's an English translation of the Japanese original transcript. So basically, let me see. So question was, I believe there are people with visual impairment. Oh, what was that's not it. Where is it? Shh, that's right. What a different question. That's a question that was highlighted. Where is it? Guys, loads of questions.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah, hang on.
Nintendo's transcript of the question is reported accurately below per the company's own translation, but it appears that the company censored the question itself, which specifically related to a Mario cosplayer in Japan accused of sending lewd
Yeah, that
images
was
to
what I was
minors.
gonna say. So the real question was, I understand that Nintendo itself is a company that aims to put smiles on the faces of everyone it touches. Unfortunately, it's sometimes come across cases on social media where Nintendo IP and games are used inappropriately. I feel this kind of behavior poses a risk of damaging the value of Nintendo IP. So I'd like to know how you handle such cases. The answer was by Furukawa. Our company aims to achieve our management policy to bring smiles to entertainment by proposing unique games that anyone can intuitively enjoy. I will refrain from commenting on individual cases, but we believe that appropriate action must be taken against any behavior that undermines this policy. Our goal is to create an environment where everyone can enjoy playing games. We will continue to make an effort to ensure our consumers are not made to feel uncomfortable, not only in our games, but anywhere they come across contact with our IP. Now, the article I was taking this from was from Eurogamer. It was updated today. It was updated yesterday. No, a few days ago, actually, sorry. But it's basically the update was Nintendo's transcript of the, as we just said, it reportedly accurate below, but there was a specific thing that was censored, and it relates to a Mario Cross player in Japan accused of sending lewd images to minors alongside minor. So that was the problem. There was a cosplayer. There was a cosplayer who cosplays as Mario, not specifically Bowsette, who
Yeah.
basically took naughty photos, terribly bad photos, and sent it to kids. That was the actual problem. So I don't know where
That
the
is
Bowsette thing
very
came
much-
in. Yeah.
Because if you start striking for one thing, you strike for everything.
Yeah,
Well,
that's just
So
a company
it
standpoint.
wasn't so much that someone was, dressing up and doing something lewd. It was because they then sent it to kids. That was the issue. So
The small
yeah.
issue with this for me, and even with their answer, not that I have an issue with them wanting to take care of their fan base, but that is just a bunch of PRs. I don't know what that means in terms of what they're going to do. They failed to
Yeah.
answer that part. When
They
asked the
did,
question
yeah.
of what are you going to do? I did expect to hear we plan to take legal action against individuals that pose a problem.
Yeah.
We plan to strike all infringing I don't know things.
Yeah.
I hated when companies like fail to answer a question in which there is no bad answer. Like if you are protecting yourself, which is well within your rights to do, just what are you gonna do? You want to protect kids? Fantastic! I'm right there with you. How are you gonna
Yeah.
do it?
So there was a tweet also. Oatmeal translated it. Because they live tweeted like responses to this. Like quite like one person, Kusu on Twitter said, basically, question 15. I have also seen cases where Nintendo's policy of making everyone involved with the company smile has not made me smile. I have also heard stories of cosplayers of Nintendo IP sexually assaulting minors on social media. They're also victims of malicious influencers and aggregator sites. This is about like a translation by you. I would like to
Mhm.
hear what kind of messages will be sent out to reduce cases of people losing their smiles. And there was another person who also who responded regarding the basic policy of making people smile. I would like to know what Nintendo will do about cases where people are not used to smiling, such as the sexual assaults on cosplayers and assaults by business partners, and the existence of people who target minorities and take away their smiles. And that was a response to Nintendo's answer to 15. So
Mm,
among the fans too, they were like not happy with the with the answer. It's like,
yeah,
what are you
I'm
gonna
not
do about it,
surprised.
basically? And so far, no response. I don't think.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
The Bowsette came into it because that's the most high profile example of fans using
Yeah.
Nintendo IPs for like spicy fan mashups or whatever.
Yeah.
Which Nintendo initially would refuse to comment on, and then
Yeah.
they later ruled that this thing is not canon, so had to rule on that it's not canon. So
Yeah. Yeah.
And so Toadette was the only one that they ever allowed to exist, and they will
yeah,
never go back to it again.
Yeah.
so yep. Um, yeah, I mean, I have a feeling for like stuff like Bowsette, they probably won't do much to, but people that like really hardcore like use their IPs to do like really bad stuff might end up getting like I don't know. I it's really hard to figure out what they would do with this.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll
Yeah.
just go after the individuals. I mean, obviously, it's illegal to do what they did. The people that
Yeah.
sent images to minors. That is actually very illegal.
Yeah.
So uh, I don't know if Nintendo would go on to actually take action against them as well.
Who knows?
They'd certainly be within their
I
rights to.
doubt.
So
Yeah, I doubt they'd stop people from cosplaying characters.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, and this is why the specific nature of it is important
Yeah,
because
Mhm.
left vague, it's you could do any number of things.
yeah.
Yep. And last but not least, in our stories for this week, a couple of Australian gaming news outlets are shutting down. Kotaku Australia, Lifehacker, and Gizmodo are now non-existent.
Yeah. Specifically
Are,
Australia.
yeah, specifically
Yeah,
Australia. Yeah.
Australia journalism in general has been having a really rough time of it.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I
No,
don't
not sure
know.
what the
I don't
issue
even.
is, but
Neither do I. But this is not unique to gaming. It wasn't just like games were found to be not helpful, so you gotta go. Australia journalism has taken a hit of like over 200 jobs lost. So
Oh, okay.
it just seems that these companies have been caught up in the crossfire.
mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Though to be fair, I also think gaming journalism's probably gonna start getting the big kibosh happen to them.
Yeah.
Sooner rather than later.
It would probably be for the best, which is an unfortunate thing to say because so many jobs do come from the journalism sector. But a lot of the content that's been put out recently, especially amongst um, the very popular groups, have been surprisingly low effort.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we do start seeing a cutback in the departments and hopefully an uptick in quality writing. Again, this isn't great because this could be, I mean, this could be fixed with a simple internal memo that says, look, guys, we can have a couple of fun articles that has bants on the internet, but we do need to actually do meaningful journalism. And I feel like until there's jobs on the line, we won't see that.
Yep. I do have some breaking news coming out
Oh,
of Wario 64.
Oh.
Sony Music
pretty
Entertainment
trustworthy.
Sony Music Entertainment Japan, Aniplex, and Pocket Pair have now established a joint venture, Pal World Entertainment, responsible for developing
That's
the reach of
crazy.
the IP and expanding commercial businesses endeavors, including global licensing and merchandising activities associated with Pal World outside of the interactive game.
Interesting. Pal World immediately needs to, and they just did put out an update in Sakurajima, but it does need to now immediately double down and make themselves attractive
Yeah.
to consumers buying products.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy to me. I really figured most large companies would have seen this as a flash in the pan meme game, even with its success. I just didn't imagine any major companies seeing them as a legitimate threat. So that's fun.
Yeah, and Bucky from Pal World said Pog. So, good old Bucky. Bucky being the global community manager for Pal World.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty insane. Somebody else was just saying like Sony really out here just making their own Pokemon company. Yeah, Sony really trying their version of the Pokemon company, dang. Which is gonna be insane. Maybe we start seeing a bunch of Power World merch everywhere.
I genuinely don't know what that would mean going forward. It certainly
Power
does
World
make me
plushes.
think. Well, I mean, yes, like I know what it means in terms of the actual physical product, but I guess that means this company is actually going to double down now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, more Power World games, or maybe
Or
just
more
more
updates at
games
least.
from the company. But I have to imagine that they will just sit on this particular IP.
Yeah.
Still a lot of people playing the game, too.
Yeah.
Still
Just
40
recently, a
within
bunch of people
24
started
hours.
replaying it. Yeah.
Then 24-hour peak 91,000 right now. It's currently at 49,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, you can go back to it infinite amounts of time. It is in it like
Yeah.
it has a story, I guess, but it's a builder and it's a collector. And
Mm-hmm.
if they continue to update it, there will be more things to build and collect.
Yeah. Gonna be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Screw you, Pokemon. Get better. Get better.
I mean, honestly, yeah, that is kind of my thoughts.
Yeah. So.
I would also like to see Pokemon branch out and do more interesting things than the same thing they've been doing.
Mm-hmm. But that's it for the news. No other
That's it,
breaking
yeah.
news. Let's see
That's it.
down the list. If you're
Yeah.
interested in VTuber news, VShojo's now accepting applications. So
Oh, cool.
Well, time for me to
yeah.
how does one audition for a VTuber?
I mean, you just go to the link.
Do I send in like a demo reel?
Yeah, I think
Do I
you
send
do.
in like a CV?
I'm assuming voice reel, stuff like that.
I might do it as a joke. That seems like it'd be fun. What's the worst thing they do?
Yeah.
Say no?
Yeah, do it.
Imagine. There you go.
Actually, honestly, the worst thing they could do might be to say yes.
Yeah. What are you talking
You have to
about?
commit to it then.
Then he'd be like, bank.
I mean, maybe, but then I'd have to actually get my
Play
shit together.
games.
Yeah,
actually
exactly.
entertain, be on a
Yeah.
schedule.
Oh, the schedule would fuck me so hard.
No, you just quit your actual job.
Absolutely
Stream for
not.
a large number of hours.
I would just be very tired for a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
That's fine. Just
True.
work that into your persona.
Yeah, just sleepy old man incoming.
Let's say information level. Well, one of the questions in this application will ask you to submit a 2-minute video.
Oh, video. Fair enough.
I'm not
I
sure
assume
if
the
you
2-minute
need
video is probably just a fake stream wherein you show that you can carry on for 2 minutes without
Yeah, I'd
an
imagine a lot of them
interactive
already
stream.
have their own models, and they use that for the audition.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Vishojo. I'm thinking of the other corporations that you'd be assigned a person. Vishojo doesn't usually do that. Actually, Vishojo doesn't do that, right?
I don't know.
Well, whatever the
I mean,
case.
it would still
This has been a fun
audition
thought
as-
exercise.
Yeah.
Anyway, what are we doing this week, fam?
Same as this week I did already.
Mhm.
So continuing.
Koga, you understand me. Capybara.
Perpetual roleplay.
Yes, do it though. It sounds like you've been having a ton of fun.
I've
and
had
that
so
story,
much fun.
that story progress of Perry has been very interesting.
Yeah.
And I am horrifically biased to want to know more about the shenanigans your not Harley gets into.
Yeah,
And you got a new one. Mechanics.
Yes.
All right. Go on, Mr. Fix-It. Well,
Yes.
Mrs. Fix-It.
Fix it.
Uh,
Non-binary character.
My plan is to do another very disgusting amount of The Last Descendant because I'm not tired
Yeah.
of it yet. And thank you, Koga. I will be checking out this Pokemon roguelite.
Pokemon roguelite?
I know nothing about it, but I will give it an honest go. Aside from that, there will be Hades because there will be Hades. And I do want to see what Dark and Darker is currently at. So
Yeah.
that's the plan. Whether or not this week goes to plan, we shall see.
All right. Well, for me, I'm most likely going to be finishing the Dawn Trail story. So
Hell yeah.
that'll be great. And then I will quit 14 for the next 2 years. Because that's just how it's probably going to be, unless unless something super cool happens within the patches.
Yeah.
Outside of the I guess 7.1 patch where I'll stay in Frosty's stream for like 3 days straight, moderating for the world first for their
Oh yes, of course.
for world first ultimate. That'll be great. That'll be fun. I love doing that. When we get the dates for that, I actually might take off of work for those days, so I can be in that chat perpetually.
Nice.
Play more Xenoblade Zone Zero. Hopefully, get through the story. I hear there's at least 3 chapters of the story, and I just got into chapter 2, so it seems pretty long. You can't skip every bit of the story, but you can skip a lot of it. So maybe I'll get through it fast enough. Maybe, yeah. And I don't know if there's anything else I was willing. When I finish Dawn Trail, I'll probably pick up one of the other games I've been neglecting to play. Like I might get through Reverie, because I've played Trails games so much that I can turn my brain off and just get through them, because they're super easy.
For sure.
And yeah, Who knows what I'll do that like that. Or I'll start up my East playthroughs because I need to get through 3 games before 10 comes out. So might start up my my East.
Well, two of those
East
games aren't
Origins.
terribly long. Origins, however, is very long, though, right?
No. I mean, so altogether, for East Origins, they'd probably equal the same amount as East 8 or East 9. So
Oh, okay. Never mind. That's
It took
much
me-
shorter than I thought.
it took me like 40 something hours to get through East Origins. But that's because you play as let's see, 40.3 hours. That's because you play as 3 different characters, so you have to go through the story like 3 times. So
Looking at 40 hours for game time for completion surprises me nowadays. I feel like I put 100 into everything so easily now.
yeah.
Though,
And
that said, I am hoping that eventually we will get back to that 40 mark for most games and let devs have a life.
The greatest thing about East Origin is that it actually houses my favorite musical piece from any Falcom video game.
Oh, wow. Big words.
Yeah, there's a piece that plays during the fight against the Centipede boss fight, and I think it's called Scars of the Divine Wind, and it goes hard. It goes really hard. I think that's me this week. Yeah. Anyway, if you made it this far, make sure the people that are on Twitch to go over to our YouTube channel and hit that like and subscribe or whatever on all of our videos and all that junk. And then the people over on YouTube, we stream this. We've now started to stream this every week on Leak's channel. So if you want to be here for the live recording, you can come over and watch us for it. So yeah. I think that's it for this week, and we will see you next week.
Yes,
You're
bye.
good now. Before you go, remember to like, comment, and sub to us. Not only does it help out the channel and let us know what you're into, but it also makes you 100% cooler than everybody else. I checked with Aqua. It's definitely